Hello, it's me again. Wait, I gotta turn the TV down. I have Showgirls on there, and the worst, the worst slash best movie ever made. And since today is the very first really cold day that we've had. I love cold weather when you can see your breath. And this was the very first day that it was cold like that this morning when I left because I left really early because I had to go to the VA. Anyway, and it was very cold when I went out. I had to wear my hat, so that's why I'm wearing my hat to show you how cute I look in my hat. And this is one of my go-to scarves. I grab this one all the time because it's light on one side and it's dark on the inside like that. So I really like this scarf. So yeah, like anyway, so in celebration, the leaves are all down, they're all crunchy. And I did have to go to the Veterans Administration this morning. I am a veteran, a Marine. Um, so we still get free medical and different they have different programs and different things to help you find jobs and places to live and stuff like that. It's just a pain always, but the free medical, hey, what, you can come on, this day and age, my age, knew I'd be paying a lot for medical, so I'm kind of, and I did get to travel. It's the first time I went outside of um the country, actually. And I met my son's dad, and I'm looking down, I'm writing, okay, because I realized when I went to post the videos on YouTube that I couldn't remember what I had said in the particular video. So I'm gonna write like what I did for the first one and what I did for for the second one, and try to use the what do you call it? Tags, because VA will be a good tag for this because somebody might be thinking something about the VA. But anyway, so I was up there and I got my flu shot um, while I was up there. Might as well. I never got the flu. I haven't gotten the flu in like years and years and years, like since like 94, 95, something like that. But then when I had my grandkids and I was going to be going to Japan, I decided that I'd better start taking it. Plus, my age. My doctor had said this was the last year I was going to get away with not um, taking it because I would always say I don't get the flu. So I did get a cold the first time I um, took the flu shot. I did get a cold. I didn't get the flu, but I got a cold only because my grandson had a cold. And I think also because when you're on vacation like that and when you're living in somebody else's house like that, you're not, especially with a baby, around, you're not as, conscientious. Like it's like I'm a constant hand washer. I don't like to wash them if unnecessarily, but I do, especially when you come in from anywhere, shopping, out anywhere outside, wash your hands before you put your hands in your face and in your mouth. Do that. Um, but I'd run out to the store, the little store. Yeah, I was in Japan, so I'd run out to the little store across the street and get some delicious yummy and come back and not think about washing my hands. And then he'd pick up my grandson would pick up my mouse, the mouse to the computer mouse, and like this is not the one. This is a funny story about that too. Um, it was another one. I actually bought this one in Japan because my grandson picked my the other one up and was chewing on it with like his baby slobber, and he had a cold, and oh my gosh, I got a cold. I couldn't believe it. Oh my goodness, it was so crazy. I was so sick. So okay, I got to write down here broken mouse. And so it was very, very exciting because I went to, there was like it was like a department store, sort of like next door to where they lived. And I went over there and I got this mouse. So that's the story of the broken mouse. And the mouse with the germs that gave me a cold. And What else was that? Oh yeah, okay. When I went up to the VA, so then yeah, I had an appointment, and then I went to lunch in the cafeteria. Well, it wasn't that bad. No, really. Actually, now to be honest, they focus a lot on nutrition. It's just like military food. They focus a lot on um nutrition rather than spicing, and you know what I mean? And so it's like hospital was it's a cut above hospital food. But I mean, it's like, it's very balanced because but I happen to like tuna casserole. So, somebody who doesn't like it wouldn't like it, but I like it. And I had spinach and carrots and like a little slice of cake, for dessert. And oh, I had chocolate milk because I use soy milk, so I never have real milk. So, um, that's a treat. When I have real milk, it's a treat. So I had chocolate milk and I had some kind of apple cider something. And then it was a couple of more things I wanted to do, but oh no, that's when I went after I ate. That's when I went and got my flu shot, and then I just came home because after that I was just like I was really really tired. So I have to make sure that I say about the VA and all that stuff. Yeah, and this is my hat. I love my hat. So let me see. Oh, I know. I can like what's that word? Segue or something into the weather here. Because I got notes down here of stuff I wanna from emails. Um, Living in the Northwest, you have to have two kinds of boots. You have to have just puddle jumping slopping boots, you know, and some, nice boots, like nice. I have a nice pair of black leather boots, and they don't have a really high heel, and but they look good when you have something dressy on. They look very nice, but also it's leaves and it's always wet and it's always raining here, so you really need to wear boots. Get a tweed coat and get a hat because when it rains sideways like that, an umbrella does not do you any good whatsoever. An umbrella does you no good at all. Um, because it's the wind is blowing and the umbrella and it's blowing sideways. So it's no need. So I have this hat, which is like I just wear this hat for like when it's cold, and because it's cool. But I have a brown hat that I wear with like my London fog that I just use like if I'm going shopping or something like that where I'm gonna need my hands and there's no need to hold the umbrella. Really, the only time I really use an umbrella is when in the spring or something if I'm dressed up, or this time of year if I'm uh dressed up to go out, like, go out to dinner or to go like Thanksgiving if it's raining or something like that, then I use an umbrella. I know that's so thrilling. You want to hear it. Like I said, this was a really cold day. I went outside and I was like, oh my goodness, it looks like it's cold. And I stepped outside my door and I'm like, okay, yeah, it is. So I did that and places and happy Veterans Day yesterday to me. I put something on my Facebook. I still got to get the Facebook up for this. I'm just busy right now. Oh my gosh. Let me see. Oh, places I've lived. I've lived in Virginia. I've lived in Washington, D.C. I've lived in LA, and I've lived in South Carolina. So those are all the places where I actually have lived. Oh, and then I was stationed on Okinawa in for 18 months when I was in the service. That's all the places I've been. I want to go to Alaska. That's my ultimate goal. And we have very weird winters out here. Sometimes winter is mild. Actually, barely gets under, we may have 2 or 3 nights, under 40 or something like that. And it's just rainy and muggy and nasty. I hate those kind of winters when we have those. I'd rather it be cold like it was today. because it has to be cold to cleanse, everything. So I'm still, I don't know. See, it's early and I'm still you doing the habit of looking out the window because I don't want to miss if the sunset does anything crazy because the sunsets are incredible. Oh my gosh, they're incredible out here. And the sky is it's the sky is pretty clean. A friend of mine came out here. She was like, "Oh my God," her nose ran the whole time because she wasn't used to clean air. But they do take a environmental um they take the environmental kind of thing kind of seriously. I think because it's such a young state, that's why they really try to keep up on that. Um, and it's a lot of native tribes out here, and they keep um they make sure you can't dig in certain places and things like that because it might be a holy spot or something like that. Any artifact, anywhere you dig, if they come across anything that they don't know what it is, they have to have the Native American person come and see, make sure it's not an artifact or something like that. And I think those are the kind of the things that I really like about Washington State. They have progressive um uh laws and like really enforcing, no, I guess you say enforcing recycling and that kind of thing. I'm used to that kind of thing, and when I go home and I see my family, they just throw everything away, you know, and I'm taking every piece of paper out. Okay, the bottles go here, the paper goes here, and it's bad. It's bad. But I'm glad I'm like that though. I really am because whatever, you can do, and I don't use a lot of chemicals unnecessarily. If I can get two things to work for one, or I can do something with, I can I'm really conscious of that, and I don't use paper towels. I very very few. I don't do that. I try not to. I don't use any ammonia and stuff like that. I don't. I try not to anything natural I could get that works. But most of those natural products, they work pretty good, but you may have to reapply sometimes. Like some of those cleansers or something, you may have to go over it again. But it's worth it because it doesn't do anything to the it's helping the environment. It's not doing anything to environment, and that's um and they give a lot of the Seattle Art Museum is the big one. That's of course in Seattle. And then the Tacoma has a museum, and it's relatively new actually because it was somewhere else, and now they have this new building, and they have Dale Shahuli is a glass sculptor that lives out here, and one of his things are like everywhere, hanging up, and they have Union Station, and one of his big sculptures is hanging, from the ceiling, and it's really cool. It's a cool place. And when you go, there's rainforest. I've been to rainforest. I've been to Oregon, but just barely. I went down to do some when I won the Irene Ryan nomination. I went down there, Ashland, that's the name of it, to compete for something else, and we stayed a week. It was fun. It really is fun, and it was fun eating in like restaurants, because we had what you call expense account. Yeah, so you had to keep, all your receipts and stuff, but you could do anything you wanted with it, I can't remember how much it was, but it was fun, like for that whole like week, like basically like eating out, like, and they had a restaurant like right under the motel where we were under the motel where we were staying, and it was like one of those good old, you know, curly fry hamburger kind of places. And then I had my birthday down there, actually my 50th birthday, when I was down in Ashland, and my director and some people from the cast and the other people who had come down to audition, with the people who were picked from the play, and then they picked a partner. So it was other people there. We all went out to dinner, and had a big, and we just had so much fun, and that's how I spent and it snowed like that morning. And the night before, it was so crazy. It's, cold. It's February, mind you. So the night before, we had gone out and got in the sauna in our bathing suits. And now I think about, I'm like, oh my gosh, suppose we lost our voices. We were there, doing a competition, an acting competition. Oh my God. But when you're crazy, you're crazy. You do crazy stuff. So, and that was a wonderful trip. So, yeah, that really was. I still have the tag because you had to wear name tags. And then we saw a friend of ours who had been in a play with us, and the girl who had been the musical director of the first musical that we did. Um, we were all down there, so we all knew each other. I didn't really know my partner that well. I didn't know him that well, but he ended up being really good. He ended up being really good. He was a young guy, had been, and then when we got to Ashland, one of our friends that had been in the musical with us, and a couple other things with us, actually had gotten a scholarship, to Oregon University, something like that, because that's where all this stuff was going on. And so he was there, so we got to see him, and it was good to just and then we went out one night and partied, and we came back, and it was buses and everything. Nobody was driving, and we went out and we just like we really partied. And especially because I found out we hadn't won, so everybody was like, oh, let's go out, and and we went out and we partied, and we came back, and Yvonne, one of the girls, she hadn't gone out, and we came back and woke her up like way like 2 o'clock in the morning. Oh my goodness. And then I had missed like a whole week of school, and then I had to go back to Evergreen. Of course, everybody was like, "Oh, what happened? What happened?" So I told them, but that's the longest stretch of the time I've ever missed out of school. But they let me in, and I came back, and it was funny that I I kept like a journal, but it was all about partying. It wasn't about the Shakespeare. Because they had this Shakespeare festival. It wasn't about that. It was about how much we partied. It was really bad. And my theater teacher read it. She's like, "Oh, we wanted to know what you did in the theater. Not how what you did in the hot tub and when you went shopping and crazy stuff." Because I didn't have a bathing suit. And because I didn't know, it was February, so I didn't think I was going to be getting in any water. And then when we saw that the motel where we were staying at actually had a pool and a um jacuzzi, hot tub. That's yeah, hot tub. And so she said, "Oh well, yeah, well, but I don't have a bathing suit either." So my friend Karen, I didn't have any money, so my friend Karen bought me a bathing suit. Actually bought me a bathing suit. And oh, I kept that bathing suit for years because I kept every time I'd wear it. I thought about her, I think about her, and then it just got too big. It just got too old. The elastic, it just got so it was too old, and I was like, oh my gosh, I got to get another bathing suit. But it was fun because I got to get a smaller size, and it's very pretty. It's dark blue with light blue in it and white and all the colors I like. So I get to wear it once in a while. But where I'm gonna move, I don't think it's a pool, but it's got to be somewhere to lay in the sun because I like to get the natural vitamin D. So I'm gonna go. I'm gonna take off my hat, and then I'm going to go down some stuff about the book, and I want to see if I can have the document behind the camera here so I could see both. I'm gonna fool around with that, and then I'll come back, Auntie Mame, and do another one. See you later.